Hey everybody, it's John Corelli with Your Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. I'm repeating myself already, and I'm 7 seconds in. It's Halloween. So everybody, we're going to have a werewolf bar mitzvah. Boys becoming men, men becoming wolves. Aye, there goes my stepfather with the dog. He's taking him out to poop and pee. Anyway, I've lost my mind. I am looking forward to it though. It's almost 4:30 here. It's about to get dark, and the kids usually come out pretty early in my experience. So this is fun. I love doing Halloween every year. I love I miss taking my kids out. Logan did it, I think, till he was 15. His birthday's on October 25th, so I kind of let him slide and let him go his freshman year. I think once you're in high school, you shouldn't be trick or treating anymore. I think 14's okay, but I think once you get into 15, yeah. But yeah, he was a Ghostbuster last year, and we've always had a lot of fun. We lived in Aurora for most of his trick-or-treating years, and we usually did pretty well. We got out early and tried to stay out late. We'd go from like 5 to 9 if we could, and we always had fun. If you're wondering what the werewolf bar mitzvah was about, it's a stupid little song that's on 30 Rock, one of my favorite shows, and it's Tracy Morgan, so it's even funnier if you picture Tracy Morgan singing it and dressed up as a werewolf, and that's the main line I remember from it. I don't even know if there's much more to it than that. That's it. It's a werewolf bar mitzvah, boys becoming men, men becoming wolves. So there you go. So maybe I'll do the thumbnail with a picture of the front of our home, how it's decorated. It's nothing that's extravagant. I don't go too crazy, but we have some lights up, we have some decorations up, and so yeah, I'll probably take a picture of that, and we'll set up we have a mock doorbell, and when you press it, it goes da-da-da, da-da-da-da, that typical horror theme, and some pumpkins light up when you do it. And so Logan is actually looking forward to giving out treats this year. Last year we didn't really get to do it. We just put a table in front of the gate and left some cupcakes out for people to drive by and take them, since it was COVID. So this year, hopefully, it'll be a lot better. I'll wear a mask if Logan gets tired of giving out treats. I'll do my shift, and maybe we'll put on something in the background, because our TV's really big and you can see it easily from the front door. It's like probably about 10-15 feet away and facing the front door. So maybe we'll put a still image of a pumpkin, or maybe we'll have like Charlie Brown Halloween going, but I'll try to make it a lot of fun. I remember so I'm going to hit you up with some Halloween memories for maybe the last 7 minutes of this. One of my favorites, what we used to do when Dylan and I were married, and the kids one of us would usually stay. Dylan would usually take the kids out, and I would stay and give treats. And Dylan had a great collection of albums of vinyl. She had like old goth stuff, and that was a lot of fun. So if you think about it, maybe listen to these tunes. This might put you in the mood. I know it's already too late. By the time this is out, people will be trick-or-treating. But like Bauhaus, Bela Lugosi's Dead is a great classic. I'd just keep playing that over and over. I would also play Halloween by Ministry. That's a good one too. So I think you have a lot of fun. And then we had like an album, or we had a tape, I think, but it had like the sounds. And of course you play like what's the old 50s one? They did the Monster Mash. The Monster Mash is a good one. So we'll have a lot of fun. There's a couple of raps. Run DMC did an old rap. Houdini did one called Haunted House Rap. So you can have a lot of fun with it if you put a little effort into it. I don't know if we'll be doing a lot of music this year, but at least we'll be handing out the treats and trying to have some fun with the kids. We got a lot of kids that live on this block, so I'm looking forward to seeing them. Anywhere from most of them are from like 5 to 12 years old, which is the perfect trick-or-treating age, so it'll be fun to see them. I do remember some things like going to Halloween parties as an adult. That was a lot of fun. I would be Flavor Flav a lot because Flavor Flav is my favorite rapper. If you don't know who Flavor Flav is, he was kind of the annoying guy in Public Enemy. He's been arrested like 30 times or something insane like that. He's a mess, but he's hilarious. And so he's the one that wears the big clock around his neck. And so I would just find a kitchen clock, put a string on it, some sunglasses, put my baseball hat on sideways, You're Flavor Flav. It's very easy. You don't have to blackface for it. You can just be Flavor Flav, and everyone knows who you are. Back in the '90s when I was thinner, I was also Kramer, and I wish I could find a picture of that. I don't know where it is. I'll have if I could find it, I would have it. And my hair was a lot higher, and I was thinner, so I wasn't a great Kramer, but people knew I was Kramer. You know, it didn't take much. You just dress stupid. You know, have a weird dress shirt and like a goofy blazer and some loose-fitting khakis, and you're Kramer. So those are good memories. My friend Troy, when he was rebuilding his house over on basically Ellsworth and Sherman here off of basically First and Broadway area here in Denver. It was all gutted out, and so that would be fun. It was a huge Victorian. Used to be an apartment. It was originally a house, then they divided into apartments to make money, and then when he bought it, he made it his own home for a long time, from about 2000 or 1992 to about 2005, maybe something like that, and then he resold it for a bunch of money. But in the meantime, it was a long project he was taking to get it all together, and so it was gutted for a while. And we'd go up and mess around, and sometimes I'd help him. But it was fun at Halloween. It was really cool to have that all decked out for the Halloween party. And his neighbor Michael would also, so you could go back between houses and just have a lot of fun. Dylan was Marge Simpson one year, and she took bubble wrap and spray painted blue for the Marge Simpson hair, so that was pretty great. Chris, my friend Chris, he's a graphic artist, so he was always creative. He would always do goofy things with his head, like have a plant coming out of it or something crazy. My friend Kathy was a mad scientist one year. We had a lot of fun. So let's scroll back even further when we were kids. Now, here's the thing I don't see as much of, and it kind of bums me out. You know, just like everything's gotten commercialized. Christmas is commercialized. Thanksgiving, I guess, is somewhat commercialized. I have some turkey lights I'll put up in a week. But Halloween's gotten more commercialized too, unfortunately. And so everyone has to buy it. I think kids are pressured kind of to buy a costume because let's be honest, the ones we made back in the 70s and 80s were garbage, but they were our garbage and they were creative. Like one year I was a TV. I just took some foil for the screen and some cardboard and like painted some knobs on there, and then I had my winter hat on because it was always cold. That's part of the reason I thought of Halloween so what's the word I'm looking for? Just with a lot of reverence, and that's not the word I'm looking for though. But just nostalgic, I guess, because it seemed like every Halloween in the 70s and 80s, and you guys my age here in Denver can remember, it either rained or snowed or was cold. It was rarely a nice warm Halloween. And so here it's about 50 right now. It's going to probably get down around 40 in the dark, so it'll be cold for these kids, testing their resolve as they go to get bags of candy. But yeah, I remember those days were a lot of fun. But yeah, so my antennas on my TV were tucked into my winter hat because you needed one, and that was another thing. You kind of, you had to have a costume that kind of could go over heavy clothing because it was almost every year it was almost always cold. So I had my little antennas coming on my weather hat. Sorry, I've repeated that 3 times or gotten on my way to it. And I was a TV one year, and I remember my little brother Sean one year. By the time he was getting into it, I was pretty much out of it because we're 10 years apart. I remember, I don't know if you guys remember these, you'd blow them up with your mouth and you tie them to your head, and it'd be like this goofy alien or some sort of weird creature or some sort of goofy looking creature on your head. And that was pretty much the costume. I can't remember what they were called, but they were great. And that's another thing that Sean was great at, was creating costumes. As sometimes he would buy something like that, but I mean, one year it was great. He had a headstone like tied around him, and it said R.I.P. and then it said "really into partying." And he had like these dark sunglasses on and like blood hanging out of his mouth, and looked all messed up like he'd been partying too much. It was really great, and he was young when he did that. Was he 8, maybe 10 at the most? But he was really young when he thought of that and created it. So I don't think Logan has created too many costumes, which is okay. I mean, we've always been fine with him getting him something. Dante always had fun with Halloween. It was a little weird for Dante because since it's nonverbal, he'd always have these people come up to the door. Well, what do you say? What do you say? Dante's like, trick or treat. And it came out really deep sometimes. So, and as he got older, like when he was 14, he's a young man at that point. So it looked kind of weird. Like I said, 14 is pretty much the Mendoza line. We get those kids out of there that shouldn't be trick or treating when you're in high school. But yeah, so a lot of fun, a lot of memories. I hope you guys have good memories of Halloween. I hope I have a good time tonight. Like I said, I'll try to take a couple pictures and I don't know. I don't have much more than that. My parents have just said, "Hey, don't send them around to our side because we don't have anything." I was like, "Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure they come to me and then leave." And that's about it. I hope you guys have a great Halloween. Don't eat too much candy, and don't scare anyone too much, and don't get scared yourself. All right, see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.